Welcome to ATCGs, where we help you stay on track. My name's Payton,
And I'm Juan.
and let's get into today's episode. So today is the first episode of ATCGs. We're hoping to bring content as often as we can, but we are very busy, so we are going to ship it out whenever we can. So, Alex, do you want to tell them what we're doing today?
So today we're going to be talking about our general top three video games from our childhood, which should be pretty interesting. I have my picks and Peyton has his picks.
So we're just gonna rotate between the three and see what you guys think. So Alex, do you want to start us off, or do you want me to go?
Okay, I'll start us off.
All right. So by the way, we don't know what each other picked, except for one. Alex
Yeah.
accidentally saw one of mine, but it's no biggie. So these are complete mystery. Find out right now.
So I'm going to start out with a banger,
Mm-hmm.
i.e. Team Fortress 2, the game made by Valve, and I have loved that game ever since I was a kid.
Ooh, I've seen memes of Team Fortress 2, but I've never actually played it. So like, what is it?
So it's a team-based shooter that is also known as a hat simulator, since you can get so many hats,
Really?
which currently I'm sitting at probably $200 backpack in that game, since I traded when I was younger and loved every second of it, getting every key and every earbud that I could until I could get like an unusual hat that had like an effect behind it that made me so much cooler. Like I didn't get like there were different ones like sunbeams or like flies, nuts and bolts just going around your hat,
Mm-hmm.
which blew my mind as a kid. And like all the richest players would have the crazy hats, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could have a Sunbeams team captain, Burning Flames team captain, whatever.
So did you get like all those wins back when you were a kid?
Like I was terrible at trading when I was a kid. I didn't know how to do it. I made profit until I decided to invest in a bunch of Halloween items, which are cool at the time, but you could only wear it during a full moon or during Halloween. So
Ooh, rip, rip.
and the play was solid, you know. Team
Mm-hmm.
based shooter where you have 9 classes, all of them having distinct personalities and being really interesting and a bunch of fun gameplay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So do I say mine now?
Yeah, you can go on with yours.
All right. So for my first pick, I chose Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. And so for all of these, I put the IGN rating. Not that it really matters because IGN can kind of be dumb sometimes. But this one got an 8.5 out of 10 on IGN. And it was the first like retro game I ever played, really. And like my memories for this one go all the way back. I have relatives out in Washington, right? And so he had a Super Nintendo with Super Mario World on it. And it'd be like that little brother controller thing, where you weren't actually playing, but you thought you were.
Yeah.
So they do that to me sometimes, but then sometimes they'd actually let me play. So it was really fun because I do that when everyone was out busy and doing things. I'd just be in there playing Super Mario World. Of course, I wasn't good at it, but I mean, it was pretty fun. I'm not very good at beating games, I've come to realize, but this is actually one of the few ones I've beaten, and it's got Yoshi, so that's awesome. And the controls still hold up really well. There's tons of secrets, like millions, not millions, but tons of them. Luigi's in the game, and every game that Luigi's in is instantly better. The music's really good and still gets stuck in my head to this day. It has one of my favorite Mario songs, which is the Overworld theme, you know. And it's pretty easy, and like most anyone can play it. It's just like one of those games that can get you hooked. So that is my first pick.
I didn't end up playing much of it, but you know, they had those websites that had the ROMs on it. So
Oh.
yeah, I played through a little bit of it until I realized that my computer just couldn't handle it. Or at least at the time, I got a slightly better one that could eventually play good games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to crank out the second one, number two?
My second pick, that one would have to be Fallout 2.
Mm.
Probably one of the best role playing games ever. Like it blew my mind. I going through and replaying it, and when I was a kid, I couldn't stand it at first because I couldn't get past the first section where it's just battling off ants, and you had to know how to kite the enemy, otherwise you wouldn't get out of there alive. So eventually I ended up looking through guides and I got good at the game. And I feel like a lot of stuff went over my head as it's a really raunchy game now that I think about it. Some of the options you can take.
Yeah.
Completely missed, went over my head, but
That's how it usually goes.
yeah. And there's just so many memories from that game that just like blow me away. Like though how when I first figured out that the Enclave just like destroys your starting city, and I had all my companions there and they all died.
Oh.
Just completely heartbroken. Didn't touch the game for a while.
Just rage quit?
Yeah, I rage quit hard. Like 5 of the coolest companions out there and just couldn't use them anymore.
That's a fat rip.
And then it had like a really good story, not as good as Fallout 1, but well, in some cases, except just like the expansive world, so much to do, and yeah, solid 10 out of 10 in my opinion.
Nice. All right. So for my second one, I was gonna go with Ocarina of Time,
Yeah.
but I recently played another game that I remember from my childhood that is gonna come completely out of left field, and that is Putt Putt Saves the Zoo for Windows 95. So for anyone that doesn't know what Putt Putt is, it's basically a purple car that drives around to different areas, and he's like too obsessed with helping people, and it's made for kids, right? It's like a point and click adventure,
Yeah.
and so I forgot how much I loved that. And I thought about back in my childhood, it's like, what's one of these I played all the time? Oh, the Putt Putt games. So the art style, if you look up a picture of Putt Putt, like all those scenes, it's great. It's really fun to look at. Like anything you click on moves or talks or does something weird. Like you could click on a tree and all of a sudden it starts brushing its teeth because I don't know. But since you explained the story of Fallout 2, kind of, like you said, it had a good story, I'll explain Putt Putt Saves the Zoo. Basically, there's an incompetent zookeeper named Outback Al who is opening a zoo on the day that there are 6 missing baby animals and broken bridges, and all this stuff is wrong in the park. But he's insistent on opening the zoo that day. And Putt Putt just goes, "Wowie zowie! I can help you find the animals." And that's basically the premise of the game, leaving a little a little kid car to go off and save all these baby animals when this adult zookeeper can't even freaking do his job. Putt Putt Saves the Zoo is a 10 out of 10 in my book. Solid game. High key recommend it.
Yeah, sometimes I come across that game when on one of the Steam sales, like during a winter sale or summer sale. Sometimes they put it for sale like $1. And sometimes I think about games that I might pick it up next time I see it on sale because of that.
It's definitely, if the nostalgia's not there, then I don't know if it's as good.
There's a lot of Putt-Putt games, though.
Yeah. Putt-Putt travels through time, Putt-Putt goes to the moon, Putt-Putt joins the race. All of those great games.
What do they call a game series? Like, how you have for music, like you have the complete discography. For Putt-Putt, you get Putt-Putt's discography.
Oh my gosh.
So now on to my final game. It's this game called Faster Than Light, which blew my mind as a kid, most because it also made me really mad at first until I got good at it and read up on a few guides. But going back and playing it, it's probably one of my favorite games of all time now, not just from my childhood, because of how, sure, it's somewhat RNG dependent, but, every game is different enough to keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And I still can't beat it on hard.
Ooh.
And hardly every time on normal. And certain ships I still can't beat unless I wanted to go with easy, but 2 plays easy. Right?
So I'm looking at a picture of kind of here. What is it exactly about?
So it's a strategy game where it's, you're basically role-playing as a Federation ship that has to go to the other end of the galaxy, essentially, to beat the Rebellion, which has a gigantic ship that's like a gigantic 3-stage boss fight that just rocked my socks off the first time that I saw it. Like, I didn't beat it the first 5 times that I got to it because of how insane it was. Then I slowly started to figure out the strategy for it. Man. And, like, it's it has a lot of text in it. You know, it's somewhat of a text-based game when it comes to, obviously, you know, the story. And there's so many, like, really interesting interactions, like how you can go down to try and help stop the gigantic mutant spiders almost every time you lose a crew member. Or like having the secret dimension where you have or not dimension but galaxy where you find crystal rockmen essentially, which has some of the most overpowered stuff in it, and you can get the most overpowered ship in my opinion in that sector. Just blew my mind as a kid when I first got it.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. Like, I kind of want to pick that up now.
Yeah, it usually goes on sale for like $5, and you basically need a potato of a computer to play it. That's what I had when I did.
Is it like a Windows like 95 kind of thing? Or is it
no,
like...
it's not entirely sure when it came out, but it doesn't require too good of specs for a computer. So I'd high-key suggest picking it up during the next sale, which I'm pretty sure the next good one is going to be the summer sale, but who knows how the spring sale might be.
Yeah.
It usually goes on sale. It's up there, kind of like how Left 4 Dead 2 and a few other games go on sale like every time.
Yeah, it says it's only $10 on Steam right now.
But I'm pretty sure it sometimes goes down to like $5.99.
It's down to $5.
So, you know, if you're pinching pennies like I did when I was a kid, when I had to ask my Mom, can I please get this game? It looks so cool. Please, Mom, just put your information into Steam. Please.
All right. So, very nice, Alex. Faster than light.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna check that one out later, and I definitely will. Last one is the system I grew up on the most, which is the Nintendo GameCube. My last pick is Mario Kart Double Dash.
Pretty controversial.
Now, if you haven't played Mario Kart Double Dash, it's Mario Kart, which obviously everyone's played the Mario Kart Wii pretty much.
Yeah.
But Mario Kart Double Dash is basically a game where you race with 2 people instead of 1 person. And depending on the people you pick, your kart's going to be different. Your items that you get are going to be different. And just like the overall experience is different. Like, I've had some of the most frustrating games, or like the most exciting games sometimes, playing Mario Kart Double Dash. Like, right as you're about to finish, then you just get hit with the blue shell and you're done. Like, some of those. And they have, like, some great stages, like Yoshi Circuit. I like that one. You can't go wrong with Luigi Circuit's the first one in the game that you play. That one's pretty fun. Mushroom Bridge, and, of course, Rainbow Road. You can't go wrong with Rainbow Road.
You can go very wrong with Rainbow Road falling off a million times.
Okay, that is true. You can go very wrong with Rainbow Road. What was I saying? And so, like, basically some of my favorite items, too, are, like, you can get a literal chain chomp and just go flying on the course just around. Crazy. That's why I always like to choose the babies. But, yeah, that is my last one, is Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube.
Man, Mario Kart series was solid gold. Like, the one I remember the most was 64, which blew my mind. And, like, I've got to say, most of them are pretty inventive. And, like, this new one is just pretty insane, too. I don't know.
Yeah, going upside down, underwater, all that. All right, so, Alex, before we go, any honorable mentions that you'd like?
You know, Left 4 Dead 2 was up there. And Gary's Mod, because I sunk a lot of time into both of them. And both of them are pretty different, but I can't say that they're my favorite most because Left 4 Dead 2 gets a bit boring after you play it for a while. And Gary's Mod is generally more fun with friends, or if you're like screwing around on like Trouble in Terrorist Town server.
Is that the one where you can just pretty much like make anything?
You can make anything and play it, but then there's a bunch of already like games that are really popular that other people made, and then like so popular that people made maps of those games that are a lot different. Now there's like 1,000,001 maps you can download of different types of games. Like I know there's zombie maps, parkour maps, you know, Trouble in Terrorist Town servers, which just like had me dying every time since I would usually get killed for no reason by non-terrorists.
I've heard of Gary's Mod, and I've never opened it up and seen what it actually is. It's worth the play.
Good, yeah.
All right.
But that's just making sure you have your mic on. That's where you get the most fun.
Mm-hmm. Is it kind of like VR chat before VR chat existed a little bit?
You see, I feel like VR chat doesn't have like as much actual gameplay, but more just screwing around and talking to people. Well, this has like pretty funny gameplay. You know, if you see videos of people playing it on like any server that you could think of, it's usually pretty fun.
Well, I'll definitely give that one a look into too. How much is it?
You know, I didn't buy it for full price. You know, Steam has all those sales, and that's another one that usually goes on sale like any sale. So it's probably gonna be $5.
Oh, okay.
I would need to check on it again though. So are your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Really any Super Smash Bros. Game, but I'll go specifically Brawl. I played Brawl a ton back on the Wii with friends and just everything. That was the one where I got like really like competitive with it, and when I say competitive, it means I'd get angry when I lost instead of laughing. But that one, and nothing compares to the hype cycle I had with the one that just came out with Ultimate. That hype cycle for me was crazy. Like just coming home I remember coming home after football workouts and just seeing they threw King K. Rool into Smash and just like, what? They actually did that? So just those would be my top picks, and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on the GameCube, which I could talk for hours about that one, but
Rest in peace, Waluigi, though.
that is true.
I really thought he was gonna get it. I hope they are they gonna have Smash ballots this time.
I don't know if they will next time. If okay, here's the thing: should we make an episode about like who we want in Smash next?
I want Goku. I want
Goku.
That was
Oh
always my favorite.
man.
Oh, there's that one Flash game where it was Super Smash Flash where they had Goku in it.
I remember that, and they had what was it, Sora from Kingdom Hearts too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, those are the days. Flash games. That could be an episode itself, probably.
Yeah, computer time during school was always lit.
Well, I think that's about it for us. So
Yeah, make sure to comment your top 3 games from your childhood.
and leave us a like, subscribe, do all that good jazz, hit the bell, whatever those typical YouTubers say.
Share it with your family members. Say,
Yeah.
hey, listen to this podcast.
Listen to it around the dinner table while you're enjoying a good meal. Just like have our beautiful voices flow into your ear holes while you are eating food next
Turn
time.
down the speaker or turn on the speaker downstairs, Bluetooth it.
Oh yeah. Basically, this podcast is good for any occasion you can think of.
Yeah. Funerals, that's one to play them at.
We also do weddings,
Oh, can't forget about that.
baby showers, pastor inductions, you name it.
Any type of, like a knighting.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
we do not. Yeah, we're that big. I don't know how we don't have that many subscribers if we actually do knighthoods.
You see, the working theory right now is that it was destroyed and this is being uploaded posthumously.
Oh, gotcha.
But I think that might be a bit too meta for this right now.
Yeah,
so
I think everyone's brains would explode if they figured that out. So
they won't know. We'll definitely cut this part out.
we're probably not gonna cut it out. Anyway, I'm Peyton.
And I'm Juan.
And thank you for joining us at CG's. Make sure to stay on track.